Greetings and welcome to Matrix Unlocked presentation 48. Now a lot of you have been asking, who am I? It's funny, I've been asking for a long time. But it is not who, because I'm no doctor and I'm not a Time Lord. Because time is Chronos. So I might as well come clean with a little bit of a confession, I think, because there are no coincide dances and we really must do something about your dreadful gambling addictions. No one else has claimed responsibility for it. So I might as well put my hands up, because I'm always asking why anyway. I gave you a little firework display. NASA's ones are quite pathetic, but the display I gave you was there in plain sight. I engineered and gave to you as a gift 9/11 as a warning, but very few are seeing what it really represents. I'll tell you a little bit about myself, shall I? Because before you are all antichrists. Because it's like anti-meridian. It's AM. It's the morning. Because the A represents the divine masculine. The M represents the divine feminine. But how many times have you been told? Ladies first. It's MA. It's Magdalene. It's magnetic. But most of you seem to have amnesia. I can't do anything about that. That's up to you. If you want to be one of the 144,000, that is up to you to choose, to be chosen. But you need to ask yourself, have you found inside your real light? Is there real light? Or is Ra really L? My father was born on the 25th of December. He was the son of a carpenter, and his mother's name was Mary. So what does that make me? The devil's bastard son? Because I am on the far side of crazy. And I do remain a mortal enemy of man. This will not make sense to many of you because of your gambling addictions. Now most of you do not even realize, because you don't have real eyes and you don't have real ears to listen. I've told you so many times before, your father is a deceiver. It is said today to be the Essenes. It's not, it's the essence. It's all of you. You can all be a living Christ, but you rather remain as falling angels because you're falling for an angle. But that's up to you. So, what do you think of that? What are we going to do about your gambling addiction? You think you don't have one? Well, I'm going to say, why do you add addiction to the alphabet? Because this is all the language of darkness that you're speaking. I think it's quite funny, but don't worry about anything. Don't worry about all this fear porn that is being put out. All the politics. They're all actors. Everybody's an actor. I am an actor. Everybody does it. You choose what role you want to play. But I'm building a train. It's on the right track and it's on a spiritual path. Think about every time you turn on an electrics device. You don't say it, but by switching it on, out of the darkness comes the light. You're going through an awakening experience, and you've been put through hell. Because if you want to find the right path, you need to steer over to the left first. Is that not what the sun does? It rises and falls, just like the letter N, because N means Lord. And if you can't master the ruler, you are without compass, and you don't know where you are. That is down to you to find it. I've given you enough pointers already. But I'll leave that there. But some of you are looking for a second coming. Well, which one do you want? As above, so below. I've got two heads. Depends if you want a mind or physical. Because remember, as above, so below. Also, L. Look at the letter L. Lucifer. It's a right angle. It's a lower angle. Everything is duality. All these luminaries in the sky have a duality. The moon can be seen as a goddess. It also can be seen as destruction. Mary, Mars, Maria. There's your space. Mars is the god of war in its negative aspect. It also has a positive aspect. Same as Saturn. Saturn has two aspects to it. You choose which one you want to see. But it depends what sea you want to be in. You can drown in a sea of lies. I told you to cast your nets on the other side. But you've gone into the internet, the World Wide Web of deceit. Because that is all controlled by darkness. YouTube may come to an end. We may all lose our channels. But who cares? I know nothing. I don't have to carry the information in my head. I can download it as and when I need it. I don't have all the answers, but I can find all the answers. Remember, the answer to everything is always yes and no. But feel no fear, because things are changing very soon. Those of you that are on this spiritual path will find that you will start getting an increasing amount of downloads or uploads, because consider also, which way is north? North is always up, but it is not just the people in Australia that are upside down. You're all upside down. Everything is back to front in this 3D reality, because this is Satan's playnet. It is mathematically and geometrically between 1 and 9. Think also about even numbers. Even numbers represent divine feminine because they are Eve. But this is a male-dominated world because it is odd numbers. All the clues are all there if you look at things. Pick up a newspaper, you will find that things are written in columns because they are tall stories. Sometimes you just have to stand back and look at the bigger picture and see what is really being shown to you. But if you start reading those words on that dead tree, you're not going to understand it because you've not stood back and seen what is right there in front of you. And this is a repeat pattern. It's hard work at times with so many. But everything matters. Now, interestingly and rather ironically, we've got this new legislation about protecting children on YouTube. Why do you think the Epstein case and now the nonce of York, the Duke of York, are being pushed on social media, as well as the mainstream media? Because in most people's minds, they will see child protection, and that's all they're going to hear. In the same way, if you talk to a dog, it will pick up on the word walk or food. They won't hear the rest. If you say to a dog, I'll take you for a walk in 10 minutes. All they're going to hear is the word walk. And many of these humans are like that. But you're not humans. They flipped that term over. You're actually angels, earth angels, but most of you seem to be carbon copies, carbon life forms, and you've lost your inner child. See, this is the thing. YouTube can't stop us talking to children because a lot of children are adults and they have lost their inner child. Just remember the gesture that showed you a script for tears. It's a song by Marillion. I suggest you listen to it. Listen to Creep by Radiohead, because I'm a creep, but I'm a winner, but you're very special. But it's up to you to do that inner work, to find it. I can only take you so far. It is not about accepting and letting something in. Everything is always within. You need to let it out of yourself. You need to face your Medusa. You need to look at your dark side and embrace it. Because if you don't have the inner standing of yourself, and you see things as a weakness, not the individuality that sets you apart from everybody else, you might as well be clones. I do wonder sometimes if it would not be better to talk to the artificial intelligence and train that, because that is learning from us anyway. We empower it by the way we react to things. This is why it is important to stay neutral, because look at the magnet, the electric and the dielectric, the Saturn, the Kronos and the Maria will not work unless it is powered by the magnet. Look at Earth, its magnetic fields. It is all there, all the answers are right there in plain sight, just like 9/11. Why do you think you were shown planes? But I will not be arrested or put on trial for that. For two reasons. One, I can walk on water. And two, I have an alibi. It's a brilliant plan, you must admit. But let's face it, the Twin Towers and that dust cloud that came out of that is nothing compared to the Tower of Babel. Now that was a display and a half. But sadly, and it was not that long ago in your time scale, but sadly, when that Tower of Babel fell, most of that dust got stuck in people's throats and they just babble. And the herd loves to be heard. Silence is golden. I'll give you, as a final point, I'll give you a bit of good news. And maybe time to rewrite things. And we can change the time scale. BC is a very short time period, because in the beginning there was silence and it was good. And within the kettle click of the boiling water, it's no longer before coffee. Thank you very much.